This is day 320 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. Today's Arukh HaShulchan Yomi is Siman Reish Chav Hey, Sif Yud Aleph, to Siman Reish Chav Zayin, Sif Beis. If you would like to sponsor upcoming shir or more of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi, it would be very greatly appreciated. Please contact me directly. So as we said, we're starting with Siman Reish Chav Hey, Sif Yud Aleph. Perish ein mischadesh mishana l'shana, a fruit which is not renewed from year to year. Afilim yeshon rabim shalachla, even the many days past you didn't eat it, say like an apple. Ein mevarach shechion, make a shechion. Ein barachim al ovos chadashim, has to make a bracha on new birds. V'dagim shechadashim shechionu, or new fish. V'reach mischadesh mishana l'shana, on a fragrance which only comes from year to year. I guess it's, let's say blossoming rose bush. Some say to make a shechianu. Yesh chokin those who argue. Ikar is not to make the bracha. Fruit which is renewed twice a year. So and make a shechianu each time. Came in the the shana lav dafka, so it's renewed at certain intervals. A year is not specific and required. But anything which doesn't have a set time for when it grows, ain't baruch lo don't make a shechianu on it. Because Rabbeinu Rama b'siv vav l'chein ain't baruch shechianu yerek chadash. That's don't make a shechianu, a new vegetable. The omed b'chol shana b'karka, which is the entire year in the ground. Hakal shana. Say no lo yadana mi'erikas hakla. We don't not aware of such vegetables. V'yeshish kasa, those who explain that kavana hayerek hatuma b'karka kol shana. So about a vegetable which is being storehoused in the ground all the time. But gam zeh lo yadana. We also don't know of that. Gam alosh lo mashke, doesn't seem that's what the Rama meant. V'yesh medina shetzam omed erek kol shana. Perhaps there is a country in which the vegetables are in the ground all year long. Mishmur says that this is not so prevalent, perhaps in some vegetables and not in all of them, and perhaps, nevertheless, we don't make a shechianu of vegetables because we don't distinguish between vegetable and vegetable. Well, going on to your base. Yesh mishagasav, those who say she'en bar shechianu shum min yerek. You shouldn't make a shechianu and any vegetable. It's the name of the shlah. That is not our custom. The Mishnah Berurah does say like the Shloah Kodesh, but I believe the Arukh HaShulchan is, I think that the minute nowadays is that vegetables which are like fruits, let's say pineapple, which I believe is hadama, so then people would make a shechianu on the pineapple, but vegetables which are not like fruits, people, if you don't have a long time, I know they're seasonal, perhaps artichoke, something like that. I don't think people actually make shechianu on artichokes. In any event, continuing on. I think ugrekas are cucumbers. I'm not sure what kavanas are. We make shechianu. The animals come as man. They grow in seasons, and you don't have them all year round. Even though you can pickle them, and they'll be able to be sustained in the manner of pickles. Even though that's the case, so kol pears and miskaim kabosh. You can take any fruit. You can pickle esrogim. V'tam acher hu legamrei. It's a completely different taste when it's pickles. Aval yirakas pshutim, but simple vegetables, como salata, like lettuce, shatzvi, butzvaina, kirbis, whatever they are, chitzmem, and varchim shechianu. Now, could be this is the chiluk, which we said before, that it has to be yerek chashuv. That's not necessarily the chiluk which I gave, but there's certainly even vegetables themselves. They're simple vegetables, which are kind of like new t-shirts, and more sophisticated vegetables, which are like new suits. V'amine lefes, on things which accompany the bread, briska, marin, retach, chrein. I'm not sure what briska is, but carrots, radishes, horseradish, the sumsum, sesame. It's because you have them year round. Mishnah Berurah says on carrots would make shechianu. Evidently, Russian carrots are not available year round like the rest. V'chein tapicha dama shekarin kartoffel on potatoes and mevarchim b'tam. They also don't make a bracha for this reason. V'chein kroit, cabbage, borekas, and beets and varchim shem em hekim b'chodesh chodesh liyashin. There is no clear-cut distinction between new and old. Aval aribin, ribin are. But naga baruch shechion mitnei she'enam miskayim mishon l'shana yeshem mesikus. Interesting. It puts in the fact that not only they don't last in the tear, but also because they have a sweetness to them. Ba'almina kidneos en baruch shechionu on legumes on shechionu kamo arbis bab linsin. Oh, we know the arbis are chickpeas. Shema doshim linsin are evidently lentils. En baruch miskayim mishon l'shana. We don't make a shechionu because they can last from year to year. Chenakomine pas also on bread. En baruch don't make a shechionu. Minei she'en bohem heker vein chodesh liyashin. There's no way to distinguish between new and old. But came out the terkesa vitz and bottom there's going to kick us whatever it is. Shugam came her bay. Again, much today, it's very rare, as you know, that we have fruits that are not available to us year round and are mischadish mizman lizman. And even pomegranates nowadays are available for almost the entire long, which was once upon a time not the case. So as time goes by, it's much harder to find a fruit in which you make shechionu. Yagdis, which are berries, I'm sorry, skip. Ava prielanos on fruit of trees, mini yagdis on berries, unavarkim shechenu do make shechenu levad al brunitzis v'chein zuralinis and bargim she'em chashumim gam iskan b'shon l'shona. Fruit which is not significant, and last, you don't make a bracha. Because Rabbeinu says he designed the enum avarich al haboser shechionu. You can't make a shechionu on a fruit which is not ripe. Ella b'shivshila shkolos anavim, but rather when the clusters grow full grapes. Chem chol pri achar gemara, so to every fruit after it is complete. Akam l'shano. Pashtu, this is obvious. For his barber sivav ayin sham. He brings out here in practice mashkosa magavram shon the barchim al rifos leidati mahu. On my side, I don't know what it is. The Mishnah anyway says that the Moraxia holds that you don't make a bracha on rifos, whatever it is. Yud Gimel. Kshen shvarch ma'prei chadasha kach varch ma'bir mishuna. So you can make a bracha on new fruit. You make a bracha on something which you are not accustomed to see. A creature not accustomed to see. Shuganki in chadash, because it's a new thing. Achshiyah chanu lo sheach b'zeh kamavan. So, but it's not shechianu. It doesn't really give you that simcha. Varch b'shem malchus bruch chulim b'shana brios. He differentiates between the creatures. Somebody you see somebody who's very black. Somebody who's very red. Is an albino, very white. Either means that he's very tall and very thin, or very fat. And it's different. And she told Ovio that on account of his thickness, it seems like his height has been cut off. Bananas and Katana some midget, Darkona, somebody who's full of some sort of wart. He's full of warts. All of his hair clings to each other, and it looks like a helmet, actually. The Mishnah says he has to have been born that way, because if it happened to him, then you would make a dina emes. Evidently, this, I'm not sure why it's such a terrible situation, but that's what the Mishnah holds. There's a pill, there's a coven. You see elephant and monkeys, things which are very different. The varag mishana for them, the varag shana brios. The chen was a chiger. Somebody sees somebody who's been handicapped. lame. As a kotul biyadav, an amputee. As a suma, somebody is blind. The mukashkin, somebody is a leper. Vaba kanim, which kind of show numar but nukulas dakas lamana. Somebody has many white dots on his body. If they were born that way, make Mashana Brios. But if it happened later on, he became lame or an amputee or blind, or afflicted by leprosy, uvak, or this white these white dots. So to make that emes like you make on any tzara, which we hope does not come. Yeshi shomer, those who say the bracha zu shel dain emes ein barach lemishin tzar olav arbe. But the thing is, this bracha would only be made by somebody who really has true anguish. Avalom mishen mitzvah, but not saying he doesn't have anguish on account of his fellow. Bracha zu mishan brios ein barach hazel b'pam rishon v'lokol shloshim yom. Interesting. You only make this bracha mishan brios the first time you see this thing, like the first time you see an elephant. First time you see it, it's a very different thing. It's very strange. Not the second time. And also say that you make the bracha every 30 days. If you haven't seen another similar person or creature within the 30 days, and obviously we see a different, a different, I don't think it means a different one, the same speed, the same type, a different type within 30 days, then you make also a Mishana Brios. Well, that's a Mishnah Bura on this one. The Mishnah Bura says, a blind person's, only a person who's blind, Rahman son, in both eyes. It says the Daina MS, if something on which you have anguish becomes blind even one eye, it seems that you can make the bracha. Mishnah Bura says that a bahakan, somebody who has red rashes on his body, but between I guess red dots, between each dot there's a brilliant white. If there are a lot of people around like this, so then it's not going to be something which is an affliction and not a change, and to make that you should make on this dynamis or Mashana Brios. And certainly if this happened by a sunburn, since it's going to go away, you don't make a bracha. The Mishnah also says that I don't know what this is going, but he says that says I guess not on an amputee. And Mishnah Bura says that also that that just like there's a shita that you shouldn't only make Mishnah Bura the first time you say is see something in a Daina Emes, it's the first time the thing you see the thing. But in any event, Daina Emes is specifically on your relative or somebody who love, who you have great anguish from. That, and it's, if you see it on another relative, so you certainly have even more anguish, you make the bracha again. Mishnah says a Maisa that after 30 days, if you see it suddenly again, like another elephant, you make the bracha without Shem or Malchus. But even that is when you didn't say something similar within 30 days. And Sharat Zion says that on the first one you made a bracha, for sure you don't make another bracha on that one. It has to be someone or something else. Yud Dalet. Somebody sees beautiful trees, which are not prevalent. Some beautiful creatures, which are very, very outstanding in their beauty. Ben Ish, Ben Isha, whether it's a man or a woman. Ben Yisrael Mekuti, whether it's Jewish or non-Jewish. I feel Kshara, Biri, Ano, Mimine Ben Wasovas. Even if you see a beautiful creature of an animal or a bird. Mevarach B'Shemu Malchus, you make with a full bracha, Baruch Shekacha Lo Be'olomo. It's praiseworthy, the praise to Hashem who has such in his world. Which is of course a bracha of praise and thankfulness to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He doesn't make he only makes the bracha once, one time, and no more, not on them and not on others. Again, I assume it means others of the same species. Mishum the levad palm rishon ein b'zeis palus. Okay, noim rishonim, because besides the first time there is no amazement unless they are more beautiful than the first ones. In the brackets here it says they're not supposed to gaze at women. That is gazing. That to see about kokro, where you see women, whether you like it or not. The case of Gemara is where Gamliel, where he made a bracha on a beautiful woman, is when he's coming around the corner and he saw her as he came to the corner. She came to the corner. Place on bond, that's not a problem. Ein Eliyah Rabbah. That was in the brackets. Mr. Bura says that nowadays people don't make the bracha shekachal lo ba'olamo, but they should make without shemu malchus. The Sharatzian says that that according to Yesh Omrim before, that after 30 days you do make a bracha on Mishana B'riyos, you also make a bracha shekachal lo ba'olamo. The Bialocha writes also about seeing a woman. But if you saw it, but the Chatchila to go and see, even just to see, not to gaze, is also. But a non-Jewish man, your mutter is mutter Chatchila to go see, just to look, but to gaze and analyze him is also also. Reish Chav Vav Hara Pirchei Lanas Mamavarich. You see the budding trees. What bracha do you make? Aleph, Ayotze b'mei Nisan. Time he goes out in the days of Nisan, which is the spring, not specifically Nisan itself. V'roy lanas shemotzim perach, and sees fruit trees which are producing flowers. Omer, he says, Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam shelo chisar ba'olam klum, didn't leave out in his world anything. Bara bo brios tovos tiglonos tovos, and created good creatures and good trees. Lehenos b'hem b'nei adam, people to derive pleasure. Klomar. Shenosim Sheva Vodah Shevisbar gives praise and thanks to Hashem. Shebar Vishal created for man a few varm Shem Be'Mechrechius, even things that are not absolutely necessary. Chay Adam for a person's life. Come up Prialonos, like fruit of trees. Lachay Ein Barchim Brachos as well as Royim Birakos. They don't make this bracha on seeds and on vegetables. They only make Mechrechius. Interesting perspective. Seeds and vegetables are necessary. The Lokei Peros, fruit, are luxury. Mevar b'shas picha, they make a bracha at the time when they're blossom, when they're budding, when the leaves start coming out. Does nika she'otzia pears, because then it's clear they're going to produce fruit. The same Edom and Nisan el be'Iyar tchil siba. In Chutz La'aretz, very often it's not in Nisan, but in Iyar even we have siba. Vaz on Mevarchim, and then we make the bracha then. Ve'en bracha zu apam achas b'shana. It's only a bracha once a year. I feel royal learners acheres even to see other trees. The bracha is a bracha shalada klalis, because this is a bracha of general thanks achazda b'tubis barak, and God's kindness and goodness. And these are brachas. Somebody who's meticulous about this bracha. I love Ne'emar concerning him. It says, your rabbi says it's reich b'ni krechas sladesh berach Hashem. Interesting connection. It's like what Yitzchak said to Yaakov Avinu. So your fragrance. When you make this bracha, thank HaKadosh Baruch Hu, is that for akin to the fragrance of Yaakov Avinu. Beis hatuv shel hakas v'nimichele but levarech Arukh HaShulchan LaPeros levarechov. You can't wait. You can wait as long when there's a plethora of leaves on the tree, as long as there's no fruit. Ava Mordechai kosa shivarech even when there's fruit. Yesh when lo plike. Those who say it's not machlokas. Mordechai ma'ir shaloro am klal arach regilam. Mordechai is saying where all spring you didn't see them until after they grew. But talking for sure, we call them the time where you saw them previously, v'lo birchu, and they make a bracha of azle barach. Yesh mishal dochad dober said that those who rejected this, the vade eno toli b'riya rishoina, it does not do the first time you see it, because you don't have to make the bracha the first time you see it. And it's possible that the two and children are talking about where you didn't see them until after they finish growing and they're fully ripe. Thus, there's a different bracha, Yesh Birchas Shechianu, which supplants the bracha of Birchas Ilonis. Mordechai Ma'irei, Mordechai said about before they got to their full ripeness. such distinction is in the Eliyah Rabbah. Chen yesh linhog. So the custom is not to make them once the food grew. The masses are not so meticulous with this bracha. I think nowadays, Baruch Hashem, people are more meticulous about it. The Benteres here writes in the brackets, I'm Bedek Abayish Kosam B'Shem Marie, Shalono Gulevarach. They didn't have a minute to Mevarach, but Avokol Tamid Chacham B'Yirei Hashem, Nizar and Bracha Zu. But anytime B'Chacham and God-fearing person is Nizar in this bracha. Reish Chav Zayin. Aleph. I'm sorry. Birchas Azikim Ramim, brachos on shooting stars and thunder, brakim, and lightning, the ruchos and winds. Aleph. Tam Reish Pekara Azikim Zvos Brakim Ramim Ruchos Mivarech Kishem Malchus Baruch Chulei Shekocho Gvas Mayolam. And all he sees to make a bracha. Blessed is he that his power and his strength fills the world. The Zikin who kamin kochava yorek chetz Baruch Hashemayim. This is like a star which shoots like an arrow through the length of the heavens. From place to place. Nimshach oro keshevet, and its light follows it like a staff, which is like a comet. Or a star which has a long tail. Uzvaos hemidas oretz. That's earthquakes. Uvrakim, lightning. Yodua shakorim blitzen. Blitzkrieg. Yesh mem shtei minim. There are two types. Echad haba imaram, one which comes with the thunder. Ve'echad shebalei kayitz, and others which come in the summer nights. Shem b'cham mimus, when it's a very hot day. Nim balai be broken. There's a lot of static electricity in the air, and there is a lot of lightning. The Chai Odom says on those, Mishbur is the name of Chai Odom, and those which come because of the static electricity in the air and the heat, you don't make the bracha. But the Arukh HaShulchan does not distinguish. Va'aramim, gankin duyim and kolos hanishmorim b'Rakia. These are sounds which are heard in the heaven, me'anonim, from the clouds, sheshofchim mayim zelazeh, when they pour water to each other, kichsiv, like it says, l'kol titom mo mayim mishmayim, when God gives much water in heavens, those are thunderclaps. The ruchos, winds, hemuchos and mitzvios. These are winds which are not prevalent. The noshvim is zav godol, and they blow with great power. They only come on occasionally. The Mishnah says wind which is not prevalent, you should make osam masa bracious, because we don't know exactly what it means that it comes bizaf with a great force. Back to Arukh HaShulchan. V'chashe kan chamisha dvarim neshi yesh b'aretz roshei arbei soros eish ruach mayim v'afar. The 5 things because there are 4 elements. The Greeks divide them down here below: fire, wind, water, and dirt. V'hashamayim and gesher mishi, and the heavens are a 5th element. V'zeu zikin kochava d'shavit habam yeshamayim. The comets are from heaven. V'zvos minaretz, earthquake from earth. Brakim memesh, the thunder is fire. Ramim mem kol shemayim, and thunder is sounds of water. Baruchos and misoda ruach, and the ruach represents ruach. This is from the Growing Perish of Mishnayos. Base akol is varim mevarach shekochak v'rosam alayalam. You make the bracha that has power and strength to fill the world. Neshehem nirim v'nishmoim begodel meshech oretz, because they are seen and heard throughout the land. I guess throughout the vicinity. You're also going to make the bracha osam masa b'reishis, Hashem, who created the creation. These are things which exist from Sheshem B'Reishis. It's in the Gemara. So therefore, the time of thunder should call them lo kerega near a barak, when immediately before you see lightning. Bracha shnei bracha achas. It's a bracha sheyirtze. Make a one bracha on them, whichever bracha you want. V'olam nagin levarech al barak osam masa b'reishis. We make on the lightning osam masa b'reishis. Ram shekocho grosso mole olam. The thing is that we make both brachas, and the Arukh HaShulchan says here, when he is daiti bracha shni or bracha batola. Wow. Well, okay. Mishnah Berurah says not that way. Well, he says if you hear the thunder and then you see lightning, I'm sorry, we see them together, you make one bracha. Either osamas beishis or shakocha brasa mogadam. Osamas beishis seems preferred. But if they if they're not immediately one after another, first make a bracha on the thunder, osa masabrachis. I'm sorry, on the lightning, osa masabrachis, and then on the thunder, shakocha brasa moliolam. But evidently, there has to be some separation because the Arukh HaShulchan is chayshish for a bracha batola. So I think I'm going to change my practice on this. Okay? He brings down here brackets, gamataz, he's a little bit of a pun here. Gamataz, he's raimazeh. He's thundered about this. Ayin Sham, Vali Rabba, it's a teres, lo, Ayin Sham, doesn't accept the teres. Bein Zarak, lo, Raibid, Shebi, Abi, Seisish, because Baruch Shneim. Raibid says make both of them, Chem, Mashmi, Rashi. Avalami, Achnisa, Atzmal, the Bracha, Sharo, Paskin, Batala. Why should we put yourself in the position to make a bracha, which for most Paskin is a bracha, Batala? Chen, Yesh, Lasiyam, Shalo, Yasu, Ken. Therefore, tell people not to do this. I'm a Kabo. Viduk.